Hello everyone. In today's session, we will discuss about Azure Event Grid. So let's start. So what is Event Grid? Event Grid is a fully managed event routing service that provides reliable message delivery at massive scale. So Azure Event Grid allows you to easily build application with event-based architecture. So nowadays, many developers use Event Grid to build a respective Event Grid serverless architecture that eliminating polling and its associated cost. So the concept of Azure Event Grid is simple. It is a pub/sub model, and an event source pushes events to Azure Grid event, and event handlers subscribe the events. Azure Event Grids uses a pay per event pricing model, so you can only pay for what you will use. The first 100,000 operations per month are free. So I'll explain you pricing tier later of the session. So as I said earlier, the concept of Azure Event Grid is simple. It is a pub/sub model. An event source pushes events to Azure Event Grid and event handlers subscribe to events. One thing that you need to keep in mind that pub/sub model of Azure Event Grid is not similar to service bus topic and subscription. Moreover, topics and subscriptions are push and pull, while Azure Event Grid is push and push. So in later videos, we will discuss about service bus and difference between service bus and event grid. So these are the concepts and capabilities of Azure Event Grid. So inside the concepts, there are 5 concepts in Azure Event Grid that let you get going. First, events. That means what happened. Second, event sources. Event sources indicates where the event took place, where my event was happened. Topic. The endpoint where subscribers send event subscriptions. The endpoint or built-in mechanism to route events. So subscriptions are also used by handlers, sometimes more than one handler. And we have then event handlers. Then under the capabilities, here are some of the key features of Azure Event Grid. So simplicity, point and click to aim events from your Azure resource to an event or endpoint. Advanced filtering, so filter an event type or event published path to make sure event handlers only receive relevant events. Fan out, subscribe several endpoints to the same event to send copies of the event as many places as needed. Reliability, so 24 hours retry with exponential backoff to make sure events are delivered. Pay per event, pay only for the amount you use Event Grid. High throughput, build high volume workload on Event Grid with support for millions of events per second. Built-in events, get up and running quickly with resource defined built-in events. Custom events, so use Event Grid route filter and reliably deliver custom event in your app. Now let's see in a demo. So we have a scenario. So this is a very simple scenario. I am getting a file on Azure Blob Storage and I want to send this file to someone on their personal email address. So what I am going to do here, I'll drop a file on a Blob Storage. My Event Grid will subscribe that message and then it will call, either they can call function, either they can call logic app, either they can call Event Grid, either we can call webhook. So in this scenario, we are going to use logic app, and through logic app we will use the send email connector to send the email. Alright, so let's jump to the Azure portal. Okay, so we are here on Azure portal. Okay, now go to the resource groups. Inside the resource group, I'm going to create a resource group. Here I'm just going to give the proper name, demo event grid. I'm going to use the same reason. In tag, if you want, you can put event grid review and create. Validation passed. I'll click on create. So my resource group has created. Now I'll go to the resource group. Alright, so if you can see, I have this resource just created. Now what I'll do, I'll go and click add button. I'll search storage. I'll select that storage account, click on create button. I'm going to use the same resource group. I'm going to put the name of storage account is event grid storage account. Is already taken, so I am going to put storage account 19. Okay, so I am just going to short the name, event grid stract. Location will be same. Performance I am choosing standard. Account kind I am choosing storage v2, and going to the advanced, I'm not going to change anything. Tag, I'm just choosing the same tag, demo event grid. Let me check the final validation pass. Just click on create. It will take some time to create the storage account, so till the time I'll pause this video. Alright, so my deployment is completed. I'll go to source, and here I'll go and click on events. Once I click on events, you can see we have these are the events that you can choose. So if I'll go and choose the event subscriptions, so here you can see no event subscription found. We don't have any subscriptions here. Okay, so either you can click on event subscription, either you can go here get started, you can go more options. Inside the more options you can see we have logic app, function, webhook, storage queue, many things we have, so we can choose any one. Okay, so for now I'm just going to click on the plus sign of event subscription. For name I am just putting event grid subs. Alright, topic will be my storage account. Okay, and now here I have to choose the endpoint details. Alright, so I'll go here. So if you can see here, we have, this is the subscription detail, then the topic details, we have the storage account, event type we have. If I'll go to the event type, you can see if blob is created or blob deleted, then this event will fire. Then I'll go endpoint details, I'll choose here storage queue. So here we have multiple options. We have webhook, we have storage queue, we have event hubs, we have hybrid connections, we have service bus queue. So for our scenario, we are going to use storage queue. Alright, once you select storage queue, it will ask you to choose the endpoint. So I'll click on select an endpoint. It will show you the subscription. Select storage account, select the storage account. Alright, and once you go here, once you click on storage queue, you are not seeing anything. Why? Because you had created storage account, but you had never created the queue. So now you have to create a queue, then only it will appear here. So I'll go back again on resource group. I'll open in a new tab. I'll go here. I'll go to this resource group. Inside this resource group, I'll go to the storage account. I'll click on queue. I'll click on plus queue. I'll put the name event queue. I'll press OK button. Successfully created. Now you have this queue. You can see you have this queue. I'll go back again here. I'll cross this window, select an endpoint, select storage, select storage account. Now you can see your queue is appeared. Select that queue, confirm selection, and go to the filters. So here under the filters you have many things. If you want to use the any specific filter, suppose if I want to process only image file, or if I want to process only PDF file, if I want to process only XML file or TXT file, then I can enable subject filtering. I can put subject ends with whatever extension you want, you can put it here. Subject begin with, you can put it here. So if you have a container, or if you have a storage account have multiple locations, if you want to put a filter, you can use it here. Then we have advanced filters. So inside the advanced filters you have an option to put some advanced filtration. So suppose if I'll click on add new filter, it will ask me to give the key, the operators. So suppose I am putting here string in. So here you can see values. You can add the value up to 5. Okay. Or suppose if I am putting here something like topic. Suppose I have a so here you have to put the valid key. If you will put any invalid key, it will throw error. So for example, I am just putting a invalid key name. So you can see I am getting this error. The key is invalid. See ever for valid keys. So here you can see what are the valid keys. You can see here these are the valid keys. So now I'm going to put the valid key ID. Yeah, it's correct. If I'm going to put the topic, it's correct. If I'm going to put the topics, it's invalid. If I'm putting sub, it's invalid. If I'm putting subject, it's valid. Alright, so here you have to choose the correct key, and based on that key you can choose the operator. So suppose I am putting key is like subject, and I am choosing like string is in or string begins with. So suppose I am choosing strings begin with. So here I have a filter that I can add. So here I can add the value. Suppose subject start with event grid, or I can add one more filter, demo. If I can one more filter, logic app. I can add 2 more filters. So I am putting here taste. I can add one more filter. So I am adding here. Let me add one more filter. Is grid. See, now you have added the 5 filters. You can see, but you are not able to add more filters here. You are not getting any options to add more filters. Now suppose if I want to add some more filters, what I'll do, I'll click add new filters. I'll put again subject, starting begin with. I'll again put 5 filters. These are the advanced filters. So for now I'm not going to use this, so I am just deleting this. Deleted. Now go to the additional features. Alright, so in additional features we have options for the date lettering, we have option for the retry policies, and we have event subscription expiration time. So we have this date lettering. You can set a date letter location. So So if I enable this feature, then it will ask you the subscription detail. So currently I have only one subscription, so I can get only one subscription. Then it will ask you to select the storage blob container. So if I'll click on select container, it will show my container. If I'll choose this, and so currently I don't have any container, I haven't created any container, so that's why it's coming null. So if I'll choose any container, so I am just creating one container, demo container. Okay, suppose I choose this, select, so you can see I am getting this demo container, and I have just enabled this dead letter. Dead letter location, you need a storage account for holding events that cannot be delivered to an endpoint. Okay, so for example, to get a resource ID of existing storage account, they create an event subscription that use a container in that storage account for a dead letter endpoint. Alright, now to turn off the dead lettering, you just go here and click on this enable dead lettering. That's it. So it will disable your the dead lettering policies. Okay, now we have a retry policy. So in the retry policy, basically you can customize how many times and for how long event delivers will be retired. Alright, so in the retry policy, if you want to configure the retry policy, you just need to check this configure retry policy. Once you check, you can see here it will show you like event will be dead lettered or discarded after either the number of delivery attempt is exceeded or the time to live has elapsed. Okay, so what is the meaning of this? So basically, when creating an event grid subscription, you can set values for how long event grid should try to deliver the message, deliver the event. So by default, event grid retries for 24 hours. That is around 40 minutes or 30 times. So you can set either the value, you can set either these values for your event grid subscription. The value of event time to live must be an integrated form 1 to 1440. The event time to live should be around like it can take like 24 hours. So suppose if we are putting like 1 day, you have to put something like 0, 0, 0 and 0. Suppose if I'm putting here 1, then it will throw error. The retry time to live must be between 1 minute and 1 day. So you cannot exceed the retry limit. So suppose if I want to set it to 12 hours, then we can add days 0, hours should be 12. Okay, now if I want to set every 30 minutes, then I can set hour 0, minute 30. Okay, so the event time to live, this should be between 1 to 1440 minutes. Got it? And the maximum retries value must be between 1 to 30. So suppose here by default it's 10, but I'm just putting here 35. It will throw error. Max delivery attempt to be must between 1 and most 30. So I am just putting 30. All good. Alright, so this is the retry policy that we have in event grid. Now we are not using here, so I'm going to just disable this configure retry policy. And if you want to add any level, you can add the levels. Here you can add the level, so I'm just going to add the level event grid. Alright, and then we have event subscription expiration time. Okay, so here what is this meaning of this? So we can set a time at which the event subscription will automatically be deleted. You don't have to worry about. Okay, so what you can say here, so that means you can set a timing when your message will be deleted. Okay, so I am putting here just the time. So you can set the time. So after that time frame, the whatever the message, whatever the event subscription will be there, that will be expired, that will be automatically deleted. All right, for now I'm just going to disable this, just going to click on create. So this deployment is done. Now I can go here. So this event is created. Perfect. So now we have, now if I'll go here to the event subscription, I can see the event that I just created is visible here. So if I'll open this event grid, so you can see currently the matrix is 0. We don't have any matrix for now, and we have this endpoint is event queue, storage queue. Alright, now the first two part is done. We have created this blob storage, we have created the event grid. Now let me go and create a logic app. Okay, so that means my event source is created. Now I have to create an event handlers. So now I'm going to create so here as an event handler I'm going to use a logic app. So I'll go here in resource group again, go back to the resource group, demo event grid, and I'll click add search logic app, click on logic app, and click on create button. So I am putting the name here like event grid logic app subscription. I am going to create a existing resource group that we just created. Click on create. So it will take some time to deploy this logic app. Till the time I am going to pause this video. Okay, so now my logic app is, the deployment is succeeded. So I'll go to the resource. So inside the logic app designer I'll create I'm going to choose blank logic app. So here as a triggering point I am going to select the event grid. Okay, so I am going to select the Azure event grid. So when a resource event occurs, I'll choose this. Now so here it will take the default directory, and it asking me to sign in to create a connection to Azure event grid. Okay, so I am just click on sign in. I'm going to choose my account. So now you can see I have option to choose the subscription, resource type, resource name. So in resource subscription I am choosing the existing subscription. Resource type, in resource type I am choosing Microsoft storage account. Inside the resource name I am choosing the resource name that we created, event grid storage account. Now the action that we will choose. Okay, so what I have to do here, I have to send a mail. So I am choosing send an email. I am going to click okay. So here what action I am going to choose, I am going to send an email. It will again ask me to sign in. So I am click on sign in. Once I click on sign in, it will authenticate my Gmail account. Alright, so I got it. Now in the to, I'm just going to put so here I can choose, here I am choosing the subject and body. So in a subject I'll send the subject, and in body I'm going to send the details about the topic. Alright, that's it. So just save this logic app that we just created. Perfect. Now I want to test this functionality. Alright, so what I'll do, so I'll go here on the storage, I'll click on blob, then I have a demo container, so I'll click on demo container, upload. Okay, so once I click on upload, it will ask me to upload the file. So I'm just choosing a file here. We have dummy files, so I'm going to choose a dummy file here. Click open and click on upload button. Once I click, it's uploaded. I'll go to my logic app. Alright, I'll just refresh it. Perfect. So I have one action, one trigger, one action, and it succeed. I'll click on this. So once I'll click on the flow, I can open the I'll open this one, and I can see I have the subscription detail, resource type. These are this resource name, and this is the body that I'm sending in a request. And my mail, I should receive my mail, so I'll go here on my mailbox and let's see if I receive mail or not. So okay, yeah, you can see, you can see I received this mail. Perfect. So that was the demo session for the event grid. So there are a lot of things that you can explore in event grid. If you want to use this event grid in your serverless architecture, you can use and explore many things. Alright, now back to the slides again. So here in event grid consumption pricing, so in the consumption pricing we have so as I said earlier, in event grid you will get a monthly 100,000 operations free. Microsoft will not charge anything. But if you want to calculate the pricing rate or pricing, if you want to calculate the pricing, you can visit to this link here. You just have to choose the region, which region you will deploy your event grid, and which currency you want to convert. So I am here converting into Indian rupees. If you can see, it says per million operations it will charge 39.658 rupees, Indian rupees, and free usage per month will be 100,000 operations. So I have so here couple of examples are given by Microsoft. So suppose in first example you have a Azure function which is connected to the blob storage through event grid, and to process image each time a new image is added. Okay, so in a blob container, in a blob storage container, 5 million images are created, and each one triggering the function through event grid. Okay, so the calculation will be, you have published 5 million operations and the delivery attempts will be the 5 million operations. Monthly free, you got 100,000 operations, so total operations you have 9.9 million, and per million charge was 39.658, that is mentioned here, you can see here. So it will be like, you can do the simple calculation, it will be like 392.612 rupees per month. So you can actually go through this example, and you can calculate what are the what will be your pricing if you are going to use the event grid. Alright, so that's it for the today's session. If you have anything, any question, any query, please let me know in comment section. If you have any topics that you want me to cover, please let me know. We will cover in the next lectures. Thank you. Have a nice day.